While I was researching Fast Food Nation, I ate massive amounts of fast food because I felt like I needed to try everything on the menu at all these places I went to. And I spent a lot of time in fast food kitchens. And, you know, if your host is offering you food, it's just a polite thing to do. So I ate tons of it. And then once I was done with my research and I really knew how these companies operated, I just stopped. And what that means is I don't go to any of the major fast food chains. I just will not buy their food. And it's not because it doesn't taste good, because I like how it tastes. And it's not because it may make me sick. I'm not really worried about that. I just don't want to give them my money. I mean, it's really that simple. I don't want to give a penny of my money to these companies because I know how they operate and I know what their business practices are.
Jeremy Thomas, he sort of got this whole ball rolling, like via Eric and me, you know, he set up our meetings and, you know, for initially and everything. So he's like uber producer who thought, there's a movie there.
So I read Eric Schlosser's book and was very affected by what was in the book and also thought, well, you know, this could, the essence of the book could make an interesting subject for a film. A feature film, not a documentary.
We became involved. A producer who we work with named Ed Saxon described this project that he was doing with Rick Linklater and Eric Schlosser and Jeremy Thomas, and Ed seemed to think it would be a phenomenal project for us.
Participant Productions is a company that believes in the power of the media to create great social change. And when we came upon this project, we believed that it really complemented the mission of the company. We see the film as a tapestry or mosaic of a number of characters coming together all in the pursuit of the great American dream.
Everyone wants a big one.
How about just like, eat me?
Okay, so there's no shortage of slogans for the future.
All right.
When Rick and I first started talking about this, we really weren't sure how this would work. And we really wanted to be open to the idea that if this was a bad idea, we should just bag it, not do it. One of the early things that we decided was to just take the book and put it aside and keep the title, keep some of the themes, maybe the location.
To just make a character piece out of it. That's what really drew me in. I said, well, that's kind of what I do. I just do character pieces, no matter what it is. I feel like I'm always doing what you could call a character piece. And he says, yeah, that's where his feelings were too. You know, that part, the dramatist in him was just about these characters. So once we made that leap, then it was just, okay, who are our characters and what are they doing and what world are they inhabiting?
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's the barbecue big one.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah?
Keep up the good work.
Okay.
It's great.
Thanks.
Great.
All right.
What was the tag you said? Well, I don't know how the subject matter is controversial. I suppose that's all subjective. I'm sure people could look at what this book talks about and sort of some of the stands that it takes and maybe, you know, certainly question certain suggestions in the book, but it really is backed very strongly by factual, you know, interviews and evidence and things that aren't really up for debate.
Donnie boy, have a seat. So, thanks for stopping by. I've got a friend that works over at A&M Microbiology. This semester, a couple of his grad students decided to culture patties from a bunch of fast food chains. Well, they got a hold of a couple of big ones, and the fecal coliform counts were just off the charts. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Okay, let's take it from the top. Still rolling.
What would make this story work, and how can we tell this story given our time, budget, schedule? You just kind of find a vibe that you think fits the movie. I was just thinking pretty straightforward, very straightforward, and let the story take care of itself. Like we're gonna dance around between these stories.
So now we're just very repetitive, right? Yeah, you just
tired.
Okay.
My goal is that someone who would watch this movie would feel it feels real to them. And it couldn't be more concocted. You know, it's this story, all these people, it's highly constructed. You know, obviously, we're telling a story and it's pretty dramatic, it's more dramatic than what I usually do. So that made me want to be even more real with it.
Right, and action.
It's just nice to be, to be real. I'm a Mexican. I should be crossing the Mexican border. So we're in Mexico. We're crossing to America. And I think it made the performances more real because we were actually Mexican desert trying to cross.
Cut! Cut! Stay there, we're going that way. Queda allá. ¡Corran, chicas, corran, corran!
Corran, esa suena bien en español. Sí. Corran.
Okay. So, got it. You see the headlights first.
Okay, yo veo la luz. Corran, arránquense.
Yeah. All right. As you remember.
Y todos gritan.
¡Tú puedes volar! All right.
And action.
¡Corran, corran! Let him go. Let him go. Good. All right. Action!
Come ahead, Luis.
The beautiful thing about this story is that it's a very traditional, immigrant story, and it's exactly what really happens, And what I really, I'm in love of is the fact that Richard's been able to capture, really what it's like. I mean, walking that desert in Mexico and getting to the back of that van and talking to Luis Guzman about it, We both looked at each other and said, wow, what a powerful statement. And it's really the first time that America is going to get to see, in the mainstream, how it really is.
Stay in this lane right behind us, Luis. Thank you. All right, slow down just a little, guys. Let's let this truck pass. Slow down just a little, Bobby.
And now we can go faster. Yeah, full speed.
All right, Luis, you go in the right lane. Bobby, you go in the left lane. This is a good speed. We want anything a little faster?
This is probably good with no cars behind us for reference. Still no cars. What a run. We're never going to get that on the other side.
That's pretty good right there, actually. Still.
Yeah.
Still good.
All right, so Luis, we're going to have you pass us. Slow down a little, Bobby. Slow down a little.
Let's go.
All right, ready to pull out, guys. Here we go.
We just came up with a fictional town, Cody, Colorado. It sits in for several towns in Colorado. And I think what's best about where it's set here, it's sort of anywhere USA on one level, despite you have the Rocky Mountains in the background and it's set in Colorado. It still has that American sameness to all of it. It's, the American high school, the American car, the American, whatever you're driving around, it still feels like it's very ubiquitous.
change. Let me ask you something. What's your favorite thing on the menu?
I think it's kind of a standard answer, just be taught to give. So you don't have to actually look at the menu and think about it. You know, you can kind of go, well, here, you know, like you had to say that before. If someone comes up and goes, oh, which do you like better? Well, you can make easily double Mickey's. You have to go, yeah, I like them both. I like them both. You know, like at a good restaurant, you can say, which is the better soup, and they'll tell you. Here.
Everything has to be there.
Great. I was just testing you. I'm actually a vice president of marketing for Mickey's.
No way, really?
Yeah. Just here in town to find out where the big ones come from.
Here?
Big ones. Right.
Okay.
As if I'm going back there right. As if I'm going back there to see where they come from. I'm here in Cody to see where the big ones come. I'm here in Cody to see where the big ones come. Here in town?
Yeah. Yeah, here in town.
I'm here in town to see where the big ones come from. Well, no, not at this restaurant, but at just Uniqlo Meatpacking just outside of town. That's where every big one patty in the country gets made. Well, I could ask her if she's been out there. You ever been out there? You never know. She might have been out there. Just here in town to find out where the big ones come from.
Here?
No, not here at this restaurant, just outside of town. Uniglobal Meatpacking, that's where every big one patty in the entire country gets made.
No way.
Way?
And then we cut back here, and you know, you guys you're preparing, assembling, and you do your own number. Yeah. And then you slide it through. Yeah, maybe you're either on the grill or you're here prepping stuff, but somehow within, you can kind of be this far away from each other.
And we were brought to this slaughterhouse where we were given our first jobs. Jobs are in description really, you know, are the worst jobs in America. Walking in and getting dressed and getting to see really the glimpse of hell, you know, was one of the most powerful, most riveting and most awakening moments of my career. And I think that for this role and this character, more than anything, you know, to be able to see that, knowing that anything really is better than being back to where he's from.
Hola. Esto no es nada. Vivía solera allá adentro. Ese lugar huele asqueroso.
¿Cómo estás?
Pues me baño y te cuento.
Cut!
Well, I was smiling.
Smiling like, I'm gonna get you.
I should do it more unpredictable.
That, or you walk by and then do it.
Yeah,
I'll
walk by
one
and
or the
do
other.
it. I always do more unpredictable.
Because if he's smiling, you know he's gonna hit you, then you kind of push him back.
So should I just be like this?
You're just thinking about other things. Shut. Him kissing you is not on your mind. But you're looking at him like he's gonna do something.
Yeah, I shouldn't?
No, just no.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
about letting him in or...
I don't know where I look though. You know, I don't know where.
Well, if you're having fun with it, look at him.
There.
Yeah.
Like he's,
That's kind of cute.
like he stole a kiss.
Yeah. But you're not going to kiss him, but you know he's going to kiss you. Okay.
Okay, we're going again right away. Here we go. Rolling.
Action. Cut.
Cut.
Well, Lee and I don't know what number film this is we've shot. We've done a lot of films together. I know one of Lee's joys is shooting documentaries. That's really in his heart of hearts. He would love to just be operating a camera on a documentary. And I knew he had a special feel for this world. I thought he would, first off, just enjoy it. You want to work with people who are into what you're doing, not just someone who has a skill set that could lend itself to it, but someone who could bring something more to it. You know, just a feel, a vibe. Usually I come in with some really strong visual schemes or ideas, and we work from that. You know, I think I wanted to be a little more loose this time than we usually are to find it. You know, I spent a lot of my film life planning things, and still open to changing it, of course, on the set, but still like planning all the shots and all that. And that interests me less now. I really want to, I think I've internalized so much that I can confidently show up and feel it. You know, like I don't kind of feel like the right way to shoot something, you know, with Lee and everybody. So it was kind of fun to work in a loose atmosphere.
Background!
Action!
Yo, you heard about the robberies last night?
No, where?
The McDonald's over on Cayenne. They came in at closing time and put everyone in the basement, right? Said they'd get shot if they came out, and boom, $6,000.
No way.
Yeah, $6,000 in cash.
In cash?
Hells yeah, man. You ever seen somebody buy their McNuggets with the credit card?
Doesn't Dave work at that McDonald's?
Good.
Should be ready. Copy.
Here we go.
How do you like your job?
Well, it's funny you ask because I was just thinking how much I love being an employee at Mickey's. How do you like your job?
It's funny you would ask. It sucks. Actually, he's here to meet with Tony this evening. Is he around?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Okay.
Do you want me to go get him?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cut.
The big one's been great.
Huh?
Really great. Sales keep creeping up. There's been no drop off.
That's what we're hearing.
Listen, I've had this location 12 years.
Yeah.
And you've got to go way back. Maybe even to the original Teeny Weenies campaign. See anything like this. And you guys hit a real home run.
No, we all did.
Definitely.
Hey, Tony, you ever been out to UMP?
All right, let's go.
No, I haven't.
My friend used to work there. Yeah, I don't know if I want it coming from me, but I know this other guy will tell him stuff, and they don't have to know it came from me. He's a supplier, you know. Yeah. I'm just saying, if it comes from him.
All right, here we go.
Action.
I used to have a friend who worked there. He used to tell me all sorts of stories.
You know that's where the big ones come from.
No, this was a while back.
Yeah, because, I mean, I went out there. The place is spotless.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. It was high-tech, state-of-the-art. I mean, stainless steel, everything. People wearing gloves, white, clean outfits.
You know that stuff we were looking at the other day when they threw it into the big vat before it came out to make the patties? There was these big white chunks in there. Is that fat?
That's the lard that cut it. It's got
That's fat before they put it in that auger. What is it?
Yeah, beef hearts. It was like a big bunch of chunks of fat and
Yeah,
hearts.
it looked like these frozen things. It was like there was some amount of beef, and then it was beef hearts.
All right.
It's 3-1.
Here we go. Let's go take a look.
The book gave us an idea of how to approach this as a film by really emphasizing the setting.
Hey guys, just a reminder, don't touch the meat, guys. Nobody touch the meat.
But also the emphasis on character, on individual lives, and trying not to make it too overly plotted a narrative, an overly schematic narrative with all these political slogans, but try to base it and root it in real human beings. So that's where the idea of the film really came out of.
Whenever you don't control your environment, so we really are documentary. I think knowing that was a reality of this movie, that we were going to be shooting some things where we couldn't control it, all we could do was shoot it and work our characters roughly around it, which was exciting. You know, there's all this life, and in our case, death, you know, going on around you, and you have to get in sync with it. And that just means being on your toes with cameras and with crew and trying to make it all work. It's a real challenge to step in there knowing that someone could do the wrong thing or screw up and we could get kicked out of there too. So you're kind of on eggshells too, just the situation. But it was kind of exhilarating too, knowing you're getting something that's really hard to get. Maybe no one has ever done it before. Certain things we're shooting is you don't really get access to.
At the end, we need to kind of get you guys a little closer together. Maybe after he leaves, just play it a little closer.
Like more.
And when you go at the end, just mess with it once.
And that's it, yeah. Like that.
Yeah, and then I like it at the very end, like you go back to work and she says one thing, and maybe you can say the last line with that up.
Okay, yeah.
Once you're there and you're working and it's like an office job, you know? It doesn't become anymore what you thought about it of, oh, the smell and the blood and all the meat, and it just chop, 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 you know, like you put the mask on and it's like, oh, yeah, there's a little bit of fat there too, you know, and it just becomes such a normal thing in there, everybody's doing it, and it's not rotten meat, but the pure smell of blood and meat. Anything that affects you at the time, smells, what you look at or whatever, it really helps because it makes you react and be affected more.
Get her by surprise?
Yeah.
Eso es, sigue. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Coco.
Coco. Dulce.
I think Eric was saying something like 3,000 cows go into like each hamburger patty. Like,
what?
In other words, like, that's the pieces.
But once you're in there, I mean, it seems like everything's the same part. Everything's so gross anyway, you know what I'm saying? That it's like, hey, it's all part of the same animal. I mean, it's not like...
There's a difference between this place and the place we were at.
Oh, radical, I am sure.
Because in the other one, they actually killed them there.
But the other place was almost cleaner.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. This is more like a butcher shop.
Yeah, but this is where like the meat that you get in this is where like this is the final thing, the meat that goes into the store.
You know, yeah.
I feel like this should be
into
cleaner.
Restaurants and into...
Yeah.
Feel like this
By the way, I'm still gonna eat meat.
That's not getting me any closer.
It was pretty shocking the first time I walked in there, and you know we weren't given the opportunity to rehearse, or we had a very limited amount of time in there, and so the first time I saw that was the first time I see it in the movie, and so you know I sort of had some preparation to do there, and I looked at a lot of pictures and you know some documentary footage, but there's not much to see really. You know, I think we're doing something that hasn't been done before, certainly not a narrative picture.
I just viewed this whole movie as everyone's just doing their job. Like I would tell the actors, you're just doing what's best for you at this moment, whether it's the migrants, you know, coming into work, or Greg Kinnear, who's playing the executive. It's just like, you know, think of what's best for you at any given moment. And that's kind of what we all do in this life. By and large, that's our condition. It was a real struggle in that the ambition and scope of the movie far outdistanced our budget. So it was a real hustle. Every day it was, what day and a half are we going to do today that you would do on a normal movie, whatever that is. 10 years ago, it would have probably messed with me a little more. I would have been a little more, you know, tweaked out about it.
All right. And action.
Y si te encuentras con un hombre solo en su cuarto, sonríe y salte. Nunca te quedes sola con un hombre con la puerta cerrada.
Vince Palmo, my AD, even said it. He's like, you know, we had scenes like, oh, you know, we can shoot between 5 and 9 in the morning, something we all knew would take at least a day. And he's like, anybody can come in and shoot this in a day. Only we can come in and shoot it in 4 hours. And we had to think of it like that. So it was like, yeah, we can. We can plan it all ahead, we can work fast, and we can not get, you know, too hyped up about it. Just everybody do their work and we'll get it. I know we can, you know. So it's like, the pressure's on, but, you know, seems like we usually came through every day, so.
Bien? Está bien.
Cut.
All right, and action. A couple of guys invited me to a party at the U on Saturday night. You want to come? Do they know you go to Cody? For some reason, they think I'm a freshman in college. Really? I wonder why. I gotta work that night. You work way too much.
It's like, God, you're always, you know, like,
You're always working.
frustrated but friendly.
Okay.
You know, it's like,
You're always working.
I mean, are you kind of just fucking with her in general? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
do
probably.
you really mean it, or are you
Yeah,
just fucking?
no.
You got, this has maybe come up before in some way?
Yeah, probably.
Whatever.
Really gotta do something about this car. Like what? I don't know, get a new one.
You've had this about everything. You've had this about clothes, you've had it about ski vacations, you've had it about, like, why don't you just come with us on ski vacation? I can't afford it. Okay.
Who paid for your car? My parents. And it is just a checkup.
My parents, and it's getting a checkup.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Another one.
Okay. All right, and action.
Here comes the band.
You the one that called?
Yeah, I'm done. How you doing?
Climb on over.
There we go. All right, cut.
Cut.
Try one more. That's feeling good. Anything I want to loosen you up if you want to just
Yeah.
run with it.
Okay.
Found a fireplace table, but not an easy one.
Alrighty.
Cut!
Okay, check it.
All right, checking that. That moves us to the next location, guys. We just need Rudy's van over there. Just Rudy's van. Greg and Chris, our steak beds.
Need to go to the chiropractor now?
I don't think so.
Here? Yeah, we'll go up there.
Okay.
And it's a really nice view that way. Better just cheat you coming up. There's a little over there, and it's really, it looks much better that way. So we'll just get you walking up.
It's like, he's actually...
I think I'm supposed to be on the right side if you're matching that cheat shot.
Oh, right. Might as well start off you on the right.
I'm gonna grab it.
I mean, in reality, you're probably, hey, check this out. You know, come on, let's take a hike or whatever, and then you get up.
Yeah.
You save that line for the
Yeah.
reveal.
Come on up and meet my new neighbors. Oh, jeez. When did all this happen? Last couple of years. Local ranchers lost control of their land. Banks took it and sold it to real estate speculators.
So who's out here?
They're just suckers. Most of them won't last.
All right, cut.
To the gate. It's about, you know, the power of big money, and a lot of the things that's wrong with this country today are addressed in this film. I met the people whose land we're filming on right now, and it's the people who the story was about. The problems that they've gone up against just trying to fight off eminent domain. It doesn't even have to be for the public good now. It can be for the private good and to make money. And that's one of the problems, you know, in the USA today, is that money is running things.
They called me into the offices of Rolling Stone and they asked me, go behind the counter and make us think about where this food comes from and how it's being made, and show all these gigantic systems that produce fast food. And now in retrospect, it was a great idea, but at the time, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do it because I ate fast food, I liked fast food, and I didn't want to write something that was elitist and snobby and putting it down because I liked the food. So I said I'd think about it, and I started reading about the fast food industry and its history, and I became really intrigued because I realized I've been eating this food all my life and just had no idea where it came from and how it was being made, and these major fundamental changes in our food system that had happened pretty quickly without most people realizing it. So it started as a big investigative piece for Rolling Stone, and when that was done, I just realized there was a lot more I wanted to investigate. So that's when it became a book.
All right, and action. Stepping in. All right, cut. Cut.
Fast Food Nation is a great book title and movie title, but I mean, it doesn't really encapsulate the breadth of what this whole story is about and how many different issues are involved. It's a collage of different personalities, this film, and each of these people are kind of on their own individual journeys.
Rolling. Action.
Will you be keeping this on your American Express?
Sure.
I have 3 movies at $7.95 each.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to join our Executive Guest Advantage program?
No, thank you.
Did you enjoy your stay with us?
Not really.
I believe the whole movie exists right here at this moment where everyone's just kind of going through and doing their things, but no one's hearing or thinking or digesting. It's just, to me, it's like all right.
But that's what's great about your rebellion, to say, to give the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your stay with us? You're supposed to say,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
fine. Even if, you know, they got their bags, you know, your phone didn't work, there was cold water, and I mean, you're still supposed to say.
Is there anything we can do in the future to make your stay here more enjoyable?
You can give me my bill.
Bye-bye, Mr. Anderson. Have a great day.
Cut.
Like, I started to get like a lump in my throat about
I'll walk her over.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Really good. And he gave you so many choices.
Greg
too.
brings a lot to it, too. He can do that.
Ridiculous. Because there was a little bit of a sleaziness in the colors too. You've got the sleazy choice if you want to do it. It's just like
That's why you do it so well.
and then awesome.
Here, on this side's one. Okay.
Just be excited about it.
Mira, esta es la que yo quiero.
This is kind of, you've been thinking about.
Esta es la que yo quiero.
Anything more positive about I'm going to have that in 6 months or, you know, like.
Bonito. I'm going to say very soon. Muy pronto.
Yeah, like something positive.
Muy pronto. Muy pronto. Muy pronto, Silvia. Muy pronto, Silvia.
No. Está bonita. Y él te va a decir, he wants to, like optimism, like he's gonna have it in 6 months. He's gonna, you know, work on it. I mean, I'm like, you better like it because you're gonna be on it.
And once she says it's cute, that's kind of giving her approval, or thumbs up. Like, what about, we're gonna have one soon.
Muy pronto, very soon.
Vas a ver que, algún día. No algún día porque that's like in the far, but it's no.
Ya prontito.
Ya prontito vas a ver.
Ya va prontito vas a ver.
Ándale, ya prontito vas a ver.
Very soon you'll see. Very soon you'll see.
You say just watch. Yeah. It's kind of like between just watch and yeah.
So I'm going to be switching through a few things, taking a listen on this, so you'll hear different things probably.
All right. And action.
Oh, mira, esta es la que yo quiero.
Me dijeron que los Chevys aguantan bastante.
Está bonita.
Ya prontito vas a ver. You think I could probably play off a little more excited on the truck, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's good. We're pumped, you know?
Yeah.
God, that's what does it, you know? That's what does it. Yeah, that's my beautiful kid.
Oh, sorry.
Chicken nuggets. Did you spray on your chicken nuggets?
I hope this film has a good kind of punk rock feel to it, in that I just don't think we have enough counterculture, things that make you think a little differently about something. But people, human beings, are the only thing that affect change, you know? Art, and books, and dialogue and stuff can help push consciousness a little tiny bit, maybe. But mostly you just want to make a good movie that will leave people with something to talk about when they go to dinner.
Leave her alone. Remember when you got homework? Not much. Okay, well, why don't you go in your room?
I think I should sit down and then look at her and go, I'm not going to be able to talk to you.
Because then she's closer.
It's like he's done making the joke and he brings it up again.
Picture!
System beyond control. All right, guys, ready?
Rolling.
Action.
Uncle Pete!
Hey, look at you! Oh, what is with the uniforms? Jesus.
Jobs, Pete.
Yeah, all right, put a blanket on her. All right, I cannot believe my beautiful Amber is in a Mickey's uniform.
God.
All right.
That's what you wear
No,
whenever
I
we
look.
go.
I can't look at you in that thing. You smell like chicken nuggets. You do. You do. You do.
Come on, give me a break.
All right. Except for the uniform, you look beautiful. All right, you do. You look fantastic.
Oh,
all right?
thank you. Thanks.
It's great to see you.
I'm just telling a bunch of stories, and I think they're interesting stories. It's like there's not been a lot of stories about really the American worker or the American living experience.
Leave her alone. Amber, honey, you got homework?
Not much.
Okay, why don't you get it done, change your clothes, go out with Uncle Pete. I have a date that I can't break. Had I known you were coming.
What? You would have changed your plans?
No.
I think it'll make people think, and I think it'll make people hopefully feel. There's a difference in literature. You can get a lot of more practical information in a way than film, because if you're just giving facts all the time, it's like exposition. It gets boring to watch. But you have the freedom of emotion, of seeing people's feelings.
Let's do it. All right. Pictures up. Rolling. Rolling.
Scene 85, take 1 and 2 are mixed from the boom.
Sounds good. Background.
And action.
This place is great.
Yeah, you are only allowed to come here with me.
You know, whenever we have a change of perspective, whenever we see things a little bit more deeply, there's somebody that makes that happen. It's somebody who makes you see the world from a different angle. And often it's just inadvertent. They just do it by being who they are.
I read this study the other day. They said the people who are happiest with their lives are the ones who followed their passion. You know, who they have less regrets. Even if they're not successful, they just feel more fulfilled.
I like it the time before it came out really well. Yeah, I liked it when we said people followed their passion. Even if they weren't technically successful, they had fewer regrets. They felt like their life had been well planned. Looking back, they had fewer regrets. And felt back on their life.
They have less regrets. Even if they're not successful, they just feel more fulfilled.
Well, that makes sense, I guess.
It does. So, the bottom line is, do not listen to me. Do not listen to your mother. Listen to yourself. All right? You want to be like everybody else, just do what everyone is telling you to do. And they're just like a million little rats running into a cage. And if you don't, you know, look up and actively do something, you're going to wind up right in there in that cage with them. We made it through.
Cut.
Very nice, guys. Let's reset.
Someone like Ethan Hawke, who, when we were writing the Uncle Pete character,
I was thinking, I think Ethan would really be great here. You know, you just have a feeling for someone, people you know, or Patricia Arquette as Cindy, you know, Amber's mom. You think they would be great if they could come in and if they could just do it.
This man, your uncle, didn't graduate college.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
he lived in his camper for 18 months.
Airstream.
This is not a role model. Remind me after he leaves to deprogram you.
Hey, Mom told me that you got kicked out of college.
Oh, yeah, there's mug shots and all the papers.
Yeah, with 8 others. It's Colorado University, the CU9.
Oh, yeah, that
Excuse me.
white, infamous band of Midwestern freedom fighters.
All right, look, no. Nobody even said that. It was just a drop in the ocean, all right? But the point is, if everybody starts thinking about something and doing everything they can, things can actually change for the better.
I believe that.
You know, I hope they can.
Well, let's just hope. You can't just sit back and hope. You gotta do something, you know? I mean, in a town like this, hope will kill you.
All right, guys. Tail sticks on. Tail sticks.
I think we gotta take that chair away.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a helper. Yeah. Break that.
I'd say put the goal here like the field goes this way.
You can actually see them moving right now.
Got it? Now drop it. Luego, muchacho. Yeah, you can get back in the horse.
No es asunto tuyo.
Pues claro que es asunto mío.
Ni que fueras mi mamá.
¿Cómo no va a ser asunto mío que mi hermana se la pasa sin dormir, metiéndose drogas, usando cranky?
Ni siquiera sabes cómo se llama.
Y sin comer.
Se dice crank.
Portándose como una idiota gracias a la crank.
Lo que estás es celosa.
Yo no envidio tu vida ni tantito. Tu vida me da vergüenza.
Ya, bájenle las dos.
Pues vamos a ver a quién le va mejor de aquí a 6 meses, ¿sale? Cógetela, se ve que lo necesita.
It's very scary. It's very scary to just, I don't know, to have the power and will and fantasy to have a better life and a new beginning, and it's scary.
Can't wait to see you.
Sorry to be calling again so soon after the last message.
Should I say like a please at the end?
Call me, please.
Call me, por favor.
Ooh, we could do one like that if we want to get real desperate. It's
No. Thinking about the desperate.
91 Apple, take 2.
Sounds good.
Rolling.
Sounds good. Action.
Hola, it's me. Quedamos de vernos. Call me.
All right, cut.
I mean, think about it. All that surveillance equipment that they say is for our safety, look, it's pointed right at us, monitoring us.
Yeah, like our cash registers.
What about them?
Oh, man. First thing I do whenever I start a shift is type in the last 4 digits of my social security number. From then on, they keep track of every keystroke. They know exactly how many orders of fries I sold this month, everything. And I even have to put in a little code with each person's order saying their approximate age and ethnicity, and they don't even know.
No way.
Yeah. Tony says it's just for marketing purposes because no one ever fills out those questionnaires.
I don't think it's all lost. I mean, if I thought there was no hope and there was no point, I really wouldn't bother doing this kind of work at all. I mean, we go through periods in our history where people are really conformist and everyone wants to be the same, and you know, we go through periods that are much more individualistic, and people are really pushing up against it and searching and questioning. And I think the fast food industry represents the opposite of that. It's the opposite of searching, the opposite of questioning. It's like this safe feeling of you know exactly what it's going to taste like everywhere you go. And that represents a certain time in our history, like the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, maybe in another 5 or 10 years, people are going to want to have nothing to do with that. Or maybe occasionally, but, you know, are going to seek out an experience that isn't plastic and predictable and everywhere the same.
Action.
Tony?
Hey, Amber.
Tony, I don't think I can work here anymore.
Everything okay?
I'm fine.
Oh, what is, you want to cut back on the hours, try a different shift?
No.
Oh, listen, if it's about that robbery and stuff, we're getting a panic button installed next week, and extra lighting's going up in the parking lot.
No. I'm not worried about that. I just can't work here anymore. I mean, it just feels wrong.
How's it wrong? The job sucks, but that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Brian, listen, Amber, you're one of my best associates, okay?
Cut.
Let's reset.
And the waste from UMP's feedlot is not going to some high-tech treatment plant. It's being pumped into these lagoons, which are these great big ponds.
Like I've been saying, I think that we should make a gigantic banner and go sneak to the top of the slaughterhouse at night.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we could blast the Smiths real loud and smoke up a doobie, right?
We could cut the fence and just let all the cows out, let them run free. I mean, that might bring some attention.
What's your name?
Amber.
Beautiful.
Right now, in this country, any destruction of private property along these lines can be considered in violation of the Patriot Act. It can be considered an act of terrorism.
Well, I can't think of anything right now more patriotic than violating the Patriot Act.
All right, cut.
I'm really interested to see how it comes out, because I know, Dazed and Confused, you know what I mean? That's really what this feels like, sort of, you know what I mean? Is that kind of like reality, you know? They're just real people doing things that they would actually do, you know? And how that they would come up with it, and stupid plans. And
we don't know what's going to happen when we take the fence down.
Right.
But these cows, the way to keep them from coming through the fence is just basically hold your ground and make yourself large and wide. And if something happens where there is a stampede, which is worst case scenario, get on something tall. The cattle are not professional actors. they are beef cattle, and they don't do this for a living, so they don't listen to directions. And the main thing is they're scared of you, way more scared of you. Don't be scared of them. If you act scared of those cows, they will take total advantage of it and go, what are they scared of? What are they scared of? And then everybody starts freaking out.
this isn't gonna cut me, right? This part? Is that cool? Dude, these things can rock, man. They really work.
Anybody gets busted, don't go ratting anyone out.
Paco, I'm not ratting anybody out.
Always cut fences.
Let's go. Come on, babies, run for it. Come on.
Come on, over here.
Come on, babies, run for it.
Come on.
Come on. Move it on out. Come on.
This
Here
way.
you go.
No, this way.
Come on.
All right, cut.
Cut.
That was awesome.
That worked out great.
He was like out in the middle. That was hilarious.
Great move. Coming down. Train, guys. Here we go. Got it.
This is heavy, you know, for me. You know, I'm thinking like, look, where we are out here, and we're doing the scene, and you know, just looking at them folks, you know, two little boys walking across this terrain, and I'm saying, wow, you know, this is the path to freedom. The story that needs to be told. People need to see it, man. You gotta always wonder what if it was the other way around, you know? And I don't think that there's anything wrong when people wanting to take a chance on having a better life. Anybody that sees it that way ain't seeing it right.
This film is not meant to be a lesson or a didactic message in any way, but hopefully that people can be entertained and enjoy the story and then take away from the movie what we took away from reading the book.
We hope that it will first and foremost entertain people and move people. We think that this film is a wonderful snapshot of American life on so many different levels and is really representative of the American dream.
It's a movie that we hope people see themselves in and that ultimately will help them think about the way they live and make a difference in their own community.
All right. Good. So, let's move on.
I don't know what's driving me, but maybe just enjoying doing it. My darkest thought would, like, wow, what if I was unable to do this? On a film like Fast Food Nation, I just feel really blessed that I got the budgetary support to do it at all. I mean, we complain about, oh, the scope of the film's bigger than our budget. I'm surprised we even had a budget. I mean, that's what, you know, the more you do this, the more thankful you get just to get to do it at all. I mean, having had it more or less taken away at other times, it makes you that much more appreciative when you do get to do it. So you have to be thankful, like, wow, I get to do this, you know, it's amazing.
Hola, muchachos. Bienvenidos a los Estados Unidos.